Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Hamilton.
And I'm Andrew.
And to be fair, Katie Beth asked us to introduce us in front of all of her friends, knowing full well what she was getting herself into.
The truth is, Katie Beth is the angel child of the family. She's funny and sweet, she's loving and caring, and anybody that knows her knows that she's freakishly smart.
Most of the time. Anyone who knows her also knows that they wouldn't be too surprised to find out she's locked herself inside of her own car.
For 17 years, Hamilton and I have been making lists of all the stories we can tell to embarrass her. Those lists started to get a little too long, though.
So what we've found throughout the years is that with every adorably stupid thing that she does, we're never there to laugh at her, we're there to laugh with her. We're happy to let her be, around us, to follow us around as one of the brothers, and have burping contests rather than beauty pageants.
And even though you've come into my room and broken down crying because of this or that,
or because you ran into me in the car on the way back from school because of things that just aren't going right,
we can always count on you to be the most cheerful and most uplifting one in the room.
even if that means that you're reciting the entire Glee discography when we are really just trying to have nothing to do with it. Because when it comes down to it, there's not a second of the day you're not singing.
And I know that you've gotten mad at me when you hear about me mean mugging some of your guy friends at school.
And you know that I'm only kind of halfway kidding when I'm cleaning guns when boys come over.
It's just that we love you.
And we have to be there for you, just like you've always been there for us.
And when it comes down to it, we'll be the first to clap at your curtain calls.
We're the first to jump in your corner when people get catty.
And we will be the first to laugh at you when you do something stupid.
So before we break into that long list of Katie Beth stories,
Even though we would love to break into that list,
let us first introduce, for your listening pleasure, and for the brightening of your entire week,
our baby sister, Katie Beth Barber.
Thank you, Hamilton and Andrew, for that oddly sweet and not as embarrassing as I thought introduction. I love you guys more than you know. And thank you for all of my guests for coming, whether or not you were already at school or made your way here. I can't express how thankful I am. Beauty, acceptance, confidence. What do these have in common? The fact that I've struggled with them my entire life. I know you've heard it 1,000 times that your inside shows the real beauty, not the outside. But how easy is that to believe when the media is all about looks? Which celebrity has gained how much weight? What that ideal body is? What is considered healthy? The latest diet that will make you lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks. We see these things everywhere we go. Magazines, headlines, websites, Facebook ads. So how is it that we, who are made in the image of God, are supposed to believe that inner beauty matters more than outer? When I was a kid, I was made fun of. I heard things like, you're fat, you're ugly, you'll never get a boyfriend. I'll never forget in 1st grade, I had this favorite pink jacket with fur in the hood that I would wear in the winter. Then one day, one of the boys in my grade said, you don't need that Eskimo jacket. You've got enough fat to keep you warm. Needless to say, I never wore that jacket again. I didn't tell my mom why all of a sudden I hated it. I never told my parents I was made fun of. I kept it bottled up inside, beginning a journey down a dark road that led me to a place I never thought I'd be. Middle school had different troubles. Though I wasn't made fun of anymore, I didn't feel like I could be myself. I thought that being me wasn't good enough, that I had to have a little part of me in every other group. This is when my masks first started appearing. I would put one on for my family and one for school, trying to get attention in any way possible. The more concrete I was at switching masks, the more friends I made and the more accepted I started to feel. Then as high school started, I was a master at switching masks. I had one for the popular girls where I would cuss and swear to seem cool, one at home where I was more reserved and seemed all put together, one with each different friend I had, one when we were all together, one with my brothers and one at church. It got to the point where I was lying to everyone all the time in order to feel accepted and loved by anybody and everybody. But what I couldn't see through my veil was the hurt I was inflicting on not only myself, but my friends. I would constantly put myself down, fish for compliments as so many girls do. I subconsciously compared myself to other girls, convincing myself that I was completely worthless. I hated myself. I hated how much I ate, how I felt, but most importantly, I hated how I looked and how much I weighed. The teases from my past haunted me, and every time I looked in the mirror, I wanted to cry. There were so many gorgeous girls around me, and I didn't seem to fit in with any of them. My only escape from this mindset was singing in theater. I made a name for myself through my hard work and dedication. I felt and still feel alive when I walk on the stage. It's my home, the place where I feel most accepted and appreciated. But some people didn't appreciate all that I'd done. Though I had the honor of being Tracy in Hairspray my sophomore year, people told me to my face that the only reason I got it was because I was fat. They didn't see how hard I worked. They didn't see how much that hurt me. Whatever their reason was, some people made it their goal to bring me down, crushing my dreams and what I had worked so hard to get. All I really wanted was to prove that I could do things right, so that when I looked in the mirror, I would see somebody worthwhile. Soon after my sophomore year, I lost everything. I lost my friends, I lost myself, my religion, and even my brothers were going to college. It was at this point, when I was at the lowest valley in my life, that the only place I could look was up. I realized that there was no way I could be truly happy until I was happy with who I was. Instead of depending on other people's thoughts of me, I looked inside and to God. After 17 years of searching, I finally found my rock, my happiness. I learned that I can't please everybody because not everybody is worth pleasing. I became so tired of pretending to be someone that I wasn't and was so emotionally exhausted that I couldn't deal with it anymore. And I realized that even though I may not know exactly who I am, that it is okay to be me. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I used to ask why me, and blame God for all the different situations that I've had to overcome, but now I thank Him. All of the struggles that I have faced helped me become the woman that I am today. A woman who is far from perfect, but perfectly content with that. I know that I am fearfully and wonderfully made by an all-powerful, omniscient God. So I stand before you today, Catherine Elizabeth Barber, a singer, an actress, a student, a friend, a daughter, a new creation. No more masks, no more hiding my feelings or keeping them bottled up inside. No more searching for acceptance or compromising who I am to get noticed or make friends. I am here before you, standing in the beauty that God has made me today. Beautiful, accepted, and confident. Thank you.
Pick the Michael Jackson song?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. The only reason I know that is because she said, "Oh, I gotta bring my CD."